All right, so we're diving into spiritual abundance today,
Oh, yeah.
which is, trendy,
Mm-hmm.
but also kind of tricky.
Yeah, for sure.
And you sent us this really fascinating article
Oh, cool.
from the Spiritual Seek.
Oh, yeah, I love them.
Yeah, me too.
They're always so interesting.
And they always have something thought-provoking.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one is called The Illusion of Abundance, a concept promoted by fake spiritual gurus. What'd you think of that title?
That's a bold statement right there. Yeah, the spiritual seek, they don't hold back.
They do.
Like, they're not afraid to just call it out, which I love.
Yeah, so basically the article argues that this whole thing, this whole manifest your dream life message, can sometimes be a smokescreen for materialism and kind of distracts people from genuine spiritual growth.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
Almost like they're twisting spirituality to sell something.
So let's unpack this.
Okay, let's do it.
Right off the bat, the article draws a line
Okay.
between spirituality and materialism. They're saying true spirituality isn't about, chasing Lambos and mansions.
Right.
It's about introspection, authenticity, connecting with others, the stuff that really matters.
Right, like the real stuff.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually use some great quotes to back this up.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's one from Socrates.
Oh, really?
It says, "The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be who you are."
Ooh, that's powerful.
Right. Like it's about being true to yourself.
Yeah. And there's that one from Epicurus, too.
Oh, yeah.
That one really hit me hard.
Which one is that?
It says, don't spoil what you have by desiring what you haven't.
Oof.
Right.
Yeah, that one's deep.
It's like we're so busy wanting more that we forget to appreciate what we already have.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up in that.
Totally.
Like always wanting the next thing.
Yeah. So the article then talks about how the language around wealth has changed.
Okay, how so?
Well, instead of saying wealth, now it's all abundance and prosperity.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's like a marketing tactic almost.
Totally.
It makes it sound more positive and spiritual.
Right.
So people think getting rich is like a good thing spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
but really it's still about chasing material possessions.
Right.
Just with a different name.
So it's like they've given materialism a spiritual makeover.
Yeah, exactly.
Has anyone experienced this firsthand?
Yeah.
Like you achieve a financial goal, but you still feel empty.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty common, actually.
Right.
People think money will solve all their problems, but it doesn't.
And of course, we can't talk about this without talking about social media.
Oh, yeah, good point.
The article calls out social media
Of course.
for fueling this whole fake abundance narrative, with influencers always flaunting their lifestyle and making everyone think we need those things to be happy.
It's like they're selling a lifestyle, and it's all about the image.
Right.
It's not even about the stuff.
Yeah.
It's about looking successful.
So people start to think that spiritual authenticity is something you can buy.
Right, instead of something you cultivate internally.
Yeah, the article does mention the minimalist movement, though.
Oh, right.
Which is kind of like a counterpoint.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's all about simplifying and focusing on what truly matters.
Right, like experiences and relationships.
Yeah, so that's a hopeful sign.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but now let's get to the juicy part.
Okay, what's that?
The fake abundance gurus.
Ooh, yeah, let's hear it.
The article calls them out specifically
Interesting.
and highlights some of their teachings.
Okay.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
All right, lay it on me.
So they start by talking about the law of attraction.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. And they're saying it's misleading.
Well, they say it's often oversimplified.
Okay.
Like just visualizing your dream life isn't enough.
Right. You need to actually take action, too.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and wish for things to happen.
So it's not about passive wishing, but aligning your actions with your intentions. I've totally fallen into that trap before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like thinking that visualizing something is enough.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that.
And then they talk about manifestation workshops.
Oh, yeah, those are everywhere.
And they're saying they're problematic too.
Okay. Why's that?
Because they promote this idea
Okay.
that you can manifest anything just by stating your intentions.
But isn't that what the law of attraction is about?
Yeah, but the problem is they oversimplify it.
Okay.
And they neglect the importance of hard work and resilience.
Right. You can't just manifest your way out of every situation.
Right, and dealing with setbacks and all that.
Exactly.
So they create this fantasy that doesn't reflect reality.
And that can set people up for disappointment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they're selling a quick fix.
Yeah, rather than a real path to growth.
Okay, what about those abundance mindset coaches?
Oh, yeah, and the quick fix meditation products.
Yeah, I see those advertised everywhere.
Me too.
What do you think about those?
Well, the article is pretty critical of them.
Oh, really?
They say some of these coaches overemphasize mindset. Like they claim that any lack of abundance is just because of your beliefs.
Interesting.
But that ignores a lot of other factors.
Right, like systemic factors and the need for actual effort.
Exactly.
So it's not all in your head.
Yep.
And those meditation products that promise to attract wealth and success,
oh, yeah.
are they misleading too?
The article suggests they are. They say real spiritual growth takes time and effort and willingness to face your inner shadows.
So there's no shortcut to enlightenment.
Yep.
And those quick fixes often overpromise and underdeliver. It seems like the spiritual seek is really advocating for taking personal responsibility.
Yeah.
For our spiritual growth and being wary of anyone promising easy solutions.
For sure. They're all about that personal accountability.
Yeah, they really are.
And doing the work.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy.
Yep.
But it's worth it.
Totally agree.
You know, it's interesting, though.
What's that?
The spiritual seek isn't just, critiquing these gurus. They're challenging the whole idea of spiritual teaching.
Yeah, that's true.
Like relying on gurus and teachers.
Yeah, they have a whole section on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they even quote Socrates.
Oh, wow.
He said, I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think.
That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like they're suggesting that true spiritual growth comes from, cultivating our own understanding.
Yeah.
Not just accepting someone else's teachings.
Right. Like blindly following someone.
Exactly.
That really fits with their emphasis on personal responsibility.
Yeah, totally.
Like they're all about taking ownership of your own journey.
So it's more about finding teachers who inspire us to think for ourselves.
Yeah.
Rather than those who give us all the answers.
Exactly.
The spiritual seek has always been about that.
Yeah, they've always encouraged personal exploration.
Yeah, over dogmatic beliefs.
Right.
So how do we find genuine guidance then?
Well, they talk a lot about lived experience.
Okay.
And self-inquiry.
So actually going out and experiencing things.
Yeah.
And learning from our mistakes.
Exactly.
So true understanding isn't something we can just passively acquire.
Right. You got to work for it.
We have to actively participate.
And reflect on those experiences.
They also talk about finding teachers who embody their teachings.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not enough to just talk the talk.
They got to walk the walk.
Right? Their actions have to align with their words.
Yeah, that's important.
It's one thing to preach about abundance.
Right.
But it's another to actually live it.
And the spiritual seek is always calling out hypocrisy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it makes sense that they'd emphasize this.
So we have to look beyond the surface.
Yeah.
Pay attention to their actions.
Their energy.
Yeah, they treat others.
Exactly. It's about finding teachers who inspire us.
To be our best selves.
Yeah, not just their followers.
There's this quote from their article that I really like.
Oh, yeah.
It says, the true essence of spirituality lies in the journey itself. An experiential learning process requiring vulnerability, resilience, and a commitment to personal growth.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, it really captures the whole idea.
That the value is in the journey itself.
Not the destination.
And that journey is going to look different for everyone.
Of course.
There's no one right way to do it.
Yeah, what matters is that we're constantly seeking,
exploring,
and challenging ourselves to grow.
Absolutely.
The path to abundance is unique for each person.
So it's not about denying material wealth altogether.
Right.
But it's about approaching it with awareness.
And intentionality.
Like if we achieve financial success, how can we use it to make a positive impact?
Yeah.
How do we align our material goals with our spiritual values?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
And that leads to another point that the spiritual seek brings up.
What's that?
The potential for inner conflict.
Yeah.
When our desire for material wealth clashes with our spiritual aspirations.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's something a lot of people struggle with.
It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success.
Especially in our society.
Yeah, we're always told that wealth equals happiness.
Right.
So the spiritual seek is saying we need to examine our motivations.
Be honest with ourselves.
About why we want certain things.
Like, are we seeking wealth for security?
Comfort.
Status?
Or is there a deeper longing
for something more meaningful.
That's where inner work comes in.
Yeah.
Understanding our desires.
Or fears.
And our motivations.
So we can make choices that align with our true selves.
The spiritual seek talks a lot about shadow work.
Yeah. And facing our inner demons.
Do you think that ties into this?
Aligning our material and spiritual desires.
I think so.
Yeah.
Facing our shadows means confronting our fears and insecurities.
Which often includes things about money and security.
Yeah.
So maybe by addressing those fears, we can make more conscious choices about our relationship with wealth. It's about understanding the root of our desires.
Right.
And then acting in ways that support our well-being.
Instead of feeding into patterns that lead to dissatisfaction.
The spiritual seek is advocating for a holistic approach to abundance.
Yeah.
One that includes not just material wealth,
but also emotional well-being.
Spiritual fulfillment.
And a sense of purpose.
They're challenging us to redefine what abundance really means.
Yeah.
To move beyond just material possessions.
To a more expansive view.
That encompasses all aspects of our lives.
The article ends with a really thought-provoking idea.
What's that?
They suggest that maybe true abundance lies in something simpler.
Connection, gratitude, and being present.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, it's like they're saying we've been looking for abundance in the wrong places.
Maybe instead of chasing external validation
and possession,
true abundance is about cultivating inner richness.
And that can come from nurturing relationships.
Appreciating beauty.
And finding joy in everyday moments.
Exactly. It was about shifting our focus
from what we lack
to what we already have. Yeah, that idea of finding abundance in simple things. A connection, gratitude, being present.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
It really is.
Like, the spiritual seek is always pushing us to re-examine our values.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example.
It's like they're saying, maybe we've been looking in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Instead of chasing, external validation.
Right. All that stuff.
Possessions.
Maybe true abundance is about richness.
And that can come from nurturing our relationships.
Right.
Appreciating beauty.
Finding joy in the everyday. It's about shifting our focus from lack to what we already have.
It reminds me of something they've said before.
What's that?
That contentment isn't about having everything you want, but wanting everything you have.
Yeah.
It's subtle.
But it's huge.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Goes back to that Epicurus quote.
Oh, yeah.
Don't spoil what you have by desiring what you haven't.
Right.
It's so true.
When we're always chasing more, we miss what's already there.
So instead of striving for some future abundance, maybe the key is cultivating it now.
In the present moment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a destination.
Right.
It's a way of being.
Gratitude, openness.
Appreciating the simple things.
And that brings us back to inner work.
Yeah, for sure.
If we want true abundance, we need to cultivate the qualities that support it.
Like what?
Gratitude, compassion, purpose.
Right, those inner qualities.
They're essential.
Spiritual seek always talks about shadow work. Confronting our limiting beliefs.
It's about recognizing the patterns that block us
from experiencing abundance.
So it's not just positive thinking or affirmation.
It's deeper than that.
We have to heal, transform our beliefs.
It's about creating a space where abundance can flourish.
And that takes honesty, courage.
Facing our shadows.
This deep dive, it's really made me think differently about abundance.
Me too.
It's not just about wealth or possessions.
It's about wholeness.
Fulfillment in all areas of life.
That's an inside-out thing.
Right.
It starts with inner peace.
Joy, gratitude.
And then it radiates outward.
The spiritual seek always leaves us with something to think about.
They do.
This time it's that true abundance. Isn't something we chase.
It's something we cultivate.
It's a way of being.
The perspective.
The choice we make every day.
So for everyone listening, think about what abundance means to you.
What brings you joy?
What are you grateful for?
Where do you experience richness in your life?
The journey to authentic abundance.
Yeah.
It's a personal one.
There's no right or wrong way.
Trust your intuition.
Follow your heart.
Keep exploring
what it means to live a truly abundant life.